Do you know which day of the week you are most likely to die from a heart attack? You think you know? The answer will surprise you. More on that in a moment. Do you know which is the richest place on earth? Any guesses? Or the deadliest disease on earth? Think you know. Stay tuned and I promise you these answers will shock you. But before that, let's dive into the three biggest mistakes that waste our lives. The first one is a game changer, which is the pursuit of perfection. In a world obsessed with perfection, we have been conditioned to believe that we need to be flawless before we take action. Perfection isn't a virtue, it's a trap. Perfectionism is a fear in disguise. It's the fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of not being good enough. We tell ourselves, I will start when the time is right, after college, after getting a job, after getting married. But guess what? That perfect day never comes. Does this sound like you? Are you chasing perfection instead of taking action? Remember, procrastination often wears the mask of perfectionism. You just need to take that one imperfect step. Here's a real story that will blow your mind. Frank Abagnale, a legendary con artist, once taught an advanced class in sociology at Brigham Young University for the entire semester without knowing a thing about the subject. When the FBI finally caught him, they asked him, "How did you pull it off?" His answer, he just read one chapter ahead each night. He didn't know everything, he just stayed one step ahead. His life inspired the movie Catch Me If You Can, starring Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio. The lesson: action beats perfection. Thyrocare founder Mr. Velumani once said, there are two kinds of people. One, those who succeed. Number two, those who do not take a decision. Venture capitalist Reid Hoffman nailed it. If you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you have launched it too late. So don't wait for perfection. Start now. Stay tuned for the next two mistakes. They might just change your life. Now that we have tackled perfectionism, let's move on to another trap that is waiting for you. Mistake number two, work hard. We have all heard the advice, work hard, hustle, grind. I deeply respect Infosys founder Mr. Narayan Murthy's legendary work ethic, but I do not agree with his advice that young people should work 70 hours a week. We have been conditioned to think that success equal to long hours. But what if the real secret for success isn't just hard work, it's actually happiness? Harvard professor Sean Aker discovered something fascinating. It's called happiness advantage. This Harvard research shows that 75% of your job success isn't about hard work, isn't about how smart you are, it's got to do with how happy you are. When you're happy, your creativity increases, your productivity skyrockets, and you even live longer. With respect to hard work, let's talk about regrets. In the classic book, Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, author Bronnie Ware, a nurse, shares one regret that is common amongst the people in their deathbeds. It was, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I repeat, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I once asked a senior colleague at work what he would change as a parent. His answer, I wished I had spent more time with my daughter instead of being buried in work. Please don't get me wrong. I am not against hard work. I only tell people that work hard by choice, not out of necessity or force. Stop believing that overworking yourself to exhaustion is the only path to success, and stop wearing overwork as the badge of honor. It isn't. Stay tuned for the next mistake. It's my favorite one. Mistake number 3, the deadliest disease in the world. Let me tell you a story. One day, a man was walking down a path when he stumbled upon an eagle's egg. He took the egg and placed it in a hen's nest. The egg hatched and the eaglet grew along with the chicks. It scratched the dirt, flew a few feet off the ground, thinking that's all it was capable of. That's where the tragedy starts. One day, the eaglet saw a majestic eagle soaring high in the sky. He asked, "What's that?" "That's the king of the skies," the chicken replied. "Don't even think about it. You are just a chicken." And here's the heartbreaking twist. The eaglet ended up spending his rest of life as a chicken instead of realizing he was born to soar. Sounds ridiculous, but what if I told you that most of us are that eagle? We clip our own wings, grounded by the deadliest disease in this world. The deadliest disease is not AIDS or cancer. This disease is actually invisible but very powerful. The deadliest disease is, what will people say? Even if they have the potential, they are worried about what will people say. And where does this fear come from? It comes from worrying about, what if I fail? What if I look foolish chasing my dreams? What if they laugh at me? And here's the truth bomb. When you stop caring for what people think or say, you unlock a dangerous level of freedom. Don't let your dreams die unfulfilled. You weren't born to scratch the dirt, you were born to soar. The choice is yours. Will you stay grounded or take the flight? Now let's get into the answers for the questions I posed right at the start. The richest place on earth is not any place, it's the graveyard. Yes, my friend, it's the graveyard, because that's the place where you will find inventions never invented, songs never sung, books never written, movies never made, and stories never told. Don't take your potential to the grave. Let's all aim to die empty, with no unfulfilled dreams or untapped potential. Did you know that you are more likely to die on a Monday morning between 8 and 9 a.m.? But why? Because that's when most people are getting ready for the jobs they hate. From here, let me segue into the 3 key takeaways. Here are 3 things that I would want you to remember from this video. Number 1, start now. Don't wait for perfection. Launch your business, pursue your passion, write that book, or share your art. Take that first step today. Number 2, work smarter, not harder. Create space for happiness. Stop believing the lie that overworking is cool and that working long hours is a status symbol. Number 3, live true to yourself. Stop fearing others' opinions. Soar like the eagle you were meant to be. If this resonated with you, check out my other video, 15 happiness tips. Hearing from my audience how this channel helps them gain new perspective brings me joy. Did you know that 80% of the viewers who watch the full episode don't subscribe? If you liked the video, please hit the subscribe button as it's free. Stay tuned for more life-changing videos in the near future. See you soon. Until next time, this is Kishore signing off.